25 minutes to go in this practice session. Still a lot of cars lined up and ready to roll as A.J. Allmendinger comes back to his garage stall. He is 25th quickest, and there's a dozen or so on pit road ready to go, and 3 on the racetrack. Austin Dillon. He's currently 27th. So let's have a look, see if there's a difference here and how Austin Dillon gets up to speed. You want to watch that bar graph that gives the tachometer on the digital display. Now he uses, instead of a bar graph, uses a series of lights.
You can see all of it going on right over here, what he's watching. He maxed her out in third gear.
Yeah, that's the bar graph. Right at the top of the digital display is the tachometer as a bar graph. Green now, there's a yellow zone, and then red.
Got to figure out what that switch is they keep flipping over there.
That's the let's annoy Jeff Gordon switch right there.
It doesn't really do
anything, right?
No, it doesn't do anything. They know we're watching, so this gives us something to watch and talk about.
And if you wonder why some of those numbers are flashing red, you know, a lot of times they'll start off so cool that it'll actually be below some of the pressures or temperatures that are optimal, and then they'll build up as this run goes on and builds temp and heat.
But I got to believe that's a fan, the engine fan, that they're either turning on or turning off. It could be turning it off once they get out on the racetrack.
I would call it an exhaust fan. Exhausting something.
It could be that. Could be hooked to something that we don't know about. Or something we do know about. That RPM is.
One and done. 47.17 for Dillon. That's about 7/100 slower than his quickest lap.
Yeah, he didn't quite have the RPM some of the other guys.
Vince?
With Eric Almirola, won here in July a couple of years ago, and working with Daytona 500 winning crew chief Drew Blickensderfer. Seems like a good combination. Second quickest so far. How have you guys progressed today? And I know you think you got another run left in you.
Yeah, we're going to try and get back out one more time, but man, it's been a great qualifying practice day for us. Probably the best I've ever had down here. Just everything's gone really smoothly. Every time we go back out, we pick up a little bit of speed. So Drew and the guys on the Smithfield team have got a couple more tweaks to do, and we're going to go out and just run one lap. The last few runs we've run 2 laps, and the second lap's been a little faster. So we're going to go out and basically do a mock qualifying run and see what we got. But I think all of the blue ovals are pretty fast. So Doug Yates has brought some steam down here, and our Ford Fusion's pretty fast.
Well done. A lot of smiles down here in this petty camp, guys.
Yeah, Drew Blickensderfer on the pit box.
Yeah.
Right there.
But I will say that's some of where the discrepancy will come from what you're seeing lap times right now versus what you're going to see when they're on the clock for actual qualifying tomorrow. And that's that some teams have chosen to run multiple laps versus that one lap that's going to be on the clock tomorrow. And so sometimes that will pick up your speed just a little bit. So tomorrow, you never know exactly what's going to happen, who's going to come out on top.
You know what's amazing to me, though, Jeff, watching these cars? We know this track's not perfectly smooth. It's got some dips and dives in it, but that nose never moves. That splitter is right against the racetrack, and it never moves. And I know that car, there's some movement going on somewhere.
I think that just shows you how stiff everything is when it sits on those bump stops.
Right down there,
the shocks and how they're controlling, you know, the rebound and the compression to just hold it there perfectly.
Now Boyer was about 1/10 and a half off of his fastest lap. Let's move to Jimmy Johnson, who's currently 17th.
That's quite a bit of dragging with those skirts.
That's kind of normal, I think, in qualifying trim. Because you want to, they're going to make them a little long and let them drag a little bit.
Up to 15th for Johnson, and while that was...
Try to flip your engine fan on for me, please.
There you go.
Solid day, guys. Thank you. I appreciate the hard work.
That's Chad Knaus. Back to Boyer. That was not his fastest lap of the day, but it was his fastest first lap of any run.
Okay.
So Boyer continues to pick up. Jimmy Johnson 46.78, 15th quickest. 20 minutes to go in pre-qualifying practice.